Greetings one and all, this is Lloyd Brown and welcome social media family to Lloyd Brown Music. A bit of a news just in moment. If you was aware by watching my Weekend Producer episode 4 premiered on Sunday, there's an item of news that was about Baby Audio releasing a brand new plugin today, Tuesday the 27th. And the plugin is here and the plugin is called Smooth Operator. When I heard that, I was kind of, a bit of a cringe-worthy kind of moment. But if you weigh that plugin up with the rest of the plugins, there's a constant retro theme running through it. With Comeback Kid, VHS and Spaced Out, yada, yada, yada. It all kind of makes sense in the retro vibe and the retro theme, you know, and those plugins sit in nicely within the whole lo-fi modern music landscape. So that kind of calmed my head down in terms of the title of the thing, because I really wasn't feeling that title for all of, I don't know, half an hour. But I'm liking it. I like the vibe, I like the concept, I like the way it's fitting in with the rest of the plugins. But anyway, it's not about the title, it's about how the thing works. So I'm gonna go into the lab right about now and get this thing working. So, full jai. So we are here live in the laboratory and we are previewing the new Smooth Operator plugin by renowned plugin developers Baby Audio. And what I had done, I had basically just put together a loop, flung in some samples, and just created a little track of sorts, just to get a little vibe, a little flavor, and see what this plugin can do to the separate tracks. Right, so let's just play that right now. That's pretty much basically it. So I've used a drum loop, a bass loop, easy keys, and a vocal drop. All right, so let's just solo the drums, the drum loop. Let's get a vibe of that. Okay, that's pretty much it. So if we go into Smooth Operator, it looks a little something like this. All right. Now, straight away, people's going to be thinking, that kind of looks like Soothe 2 from Oak Sound. And you'll be absolutely right. It is what I deem it to be a competitor to Soothe 2. I did have my suspicions in relation to Smart EQ by Sonable. I mean, even down to the font that is used here is very similar to Sonable. You know, so they have been doing their homework of late, you know, so it's all good. But anyway, yeah, like I said, it's very similar to Oak Sound Soothe 2, but the difference is straight away is the price. The price range of Soothe 2 can go into like 150, even nearly 200 pounds, right? And it holds its price, hardly has any sales at all whatsoever. There is some alternatives like Gilfoss. They're a bit pricey as well, but you do get what you pay for. But I think a lot of producers, especially, you know, starting from a budget standpoint, you know, they want some love too. They want a plugin that kind of does the same thing, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's kind of out of their price bracket. So straight away, the price for this plugin is affordable, all right? It's on sale now. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that to the last bit. So looking on the interface, as you can see, let's go on the top here. You got your clean start, which is what you always open up with. So it's basically an initialized preset. But when you click on it, you got the list of all the presets you can throw a stick at. All right, so basically you have that. Now I'm going into this absolutely blind, all right? And another thing I must state is that I am not a plugins expert, but I'm a plugins enthusiast. There is a huge difference between the two, all right? So I like to go into certain things blind as a rookie, someone who's just kind of getting to know how the thing works and one that is willing to learn how the thing works. So here it basically is. So let's turn this on and play the loop and see what we got. And that's pretty much the spectral analyzer that you can see in there. Now, what I'm led to believe is that this is more or less the focus of the process of smoothing you want. So basically here is marking the ballpark area, because it won't go past there and it won't go past there, right? And if you basically raise it up and down, it increases and decreases the threshold, all right, of the smoothiness you want on your audio signal, all right? Now, what I am led to believe is that these nodes right here, the one on the left is basically the low pass, and the one is the high pass, all right? Now, what Baby Audio does not want to confuse you with is that these nodes are gonna basically increase and decrease your frequencies. That's not what it's meant to do. If you simply raise the node, right, it's more or less telling the audio, hold on, let me rewind. If you raise the nodes here, it's basically telling the plugin, don't interfere with that frequency range at all. But if you bring it down, it's saying, okay, you can smooth out that to your heart's content within the threshold of the audio signal. All right, so let's just bring that back up and then just play it and see how it sounds. Okay, so really we want to identify which frequencies are not really righteous to the ears right about now. And upon listening to it, I'm thinking it's the rim shot. I'm not really feeling the vibe on the rim shot where the frequencies are concerned. So we have to figure out where that frequency is. And judging by the spectral shape of it, it's around here where this focus is, basically. So let's just play that. Okay, right, so what we need to do, we need to bring it down. And the object is basically to be subtle with the plugin. That's what I'm vibing off this plugin. So as you can see from the top here, you can see that the smoothing or the smoothing is taking place in certain frequencies of the audio signal. So from left to right, you can see the kick. Right there. And if you go to the right, you will see the rim shot, the snare. So let's just solo the bass. Right, so we can bring the threshold down and smooth out the overall levels a bit. Okay, we can bring the high pass shelf down. Don't need any of that high frequency in it. And yes, there is a bit of noise on that bass sample, so I had to treat it somewhat with a bit of noise remover on there. All right, so that's pretty much that. Okay, right, so moving on to the easy keys. Which goes a little something like this. All right, so with that, we don't really have to do too much to it, but we can, you know, we can smooth out very tiny elements of the frequency. Okay, so got a clean start again. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so in this ballpark range here, we can take out some of the slightly harsh frequencies. Okay. I know that kind of looks a bit drastic in terms of smoothing stuff out. Looks like a razor blade at this point in time, but it's a plugin I deemed to be used subtly from what I'm getting, the vibe that I'm basically getting. Okay, so moving on from there on to the vocal chops, which goes something like this.
Guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want me sometimes, so and I run you out many you all the time now. I guess that you.
So that's the basic vocal drop. What I had used on there, I'd used a little bit of Valhalla Supermassive and also used Cubase's Gate and also the Smooth Operator. But when I say I've used it, I've got it on the insert chain. So let's just see what frequencies are popping out.
You all the time now. I guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want me sometimes, so and I run you out many you all the time now. I guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want me sometimes, so and I run you out many.
Okay, so I'm just kind of hazarding that needs smoothing here, and it needs a little bit of smoothing by way of kind of de-essing, I guess. So let's have a listen to that.
You all the time now. I guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want to be some kind, so and I run you out, I need you all the time now. I guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want to be some kind, so and I run you out, I need you.
Yep, it is what it is. It does what it says it does. There are other plugins that does the same thing. Price point being a bit more expensive. But having said that, let's listen to a near final result.
You all the time now. I guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want to be some kind, so and I run you out, I need you all the time now. I guess that you never feel the same now. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want to be some kind, so and I run you out, I need.
Okay, so with that, my verdict. What do I think? Well, the pros and cons are pretty simple, not complicated at all. The pro for Smooth Operator is simply its price point to begin with. It is an affordable plugin that more or less does the same thing as Soothe and Guilfoss as well. That is definitely got brownie points going for it. It's easy to operate and gives you the effects that you need. And it is an instrument to be used, I wouldn't say sparingly, but just used subtly. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not another EQ as we know EQs to be, where you can boost frequencies. It's literally there to kind of iron out certain spikes within the EQ spectrum. That's all it's supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? But if you use it the right way and with the presets that are included, you're cooking on gas. Basically, that's the pro. The con, well, it's not really so much of a con against the product itself. The con is simply that there are other plugin developers who are making more all-in-one solutions to vocal channel strips. It's kind of nice to go into a plugin where you don't have to be dealing with 5, 6, 7 different plugins to get the same result. But at the same time, in terms of instruments, instrumentations and mix buses and vocal buses and auxiliaries and sends and stuff like that, Smooth Operator works just as well. You know what I mean? It can work in tandem with the other vocal plugins as well. It's all good that there are different plugins to choose from. It's all good that you can use certain plugins for certain tasks. It's all good that you can use certain plugins for more tasks than what the plugin is basically designed for. So it's all good. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for stopping by. And as always, you don't know the coup, people. Please abstain from any kind of foolishness. Be wise, my brothers and sisters. And until we link up in the next exciting installment of Lloyd Brown Music, stay blessed, stay safe. I'm out of here. Maganski. Laters.